Good afternoon, everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith, and I'm from the Flower Patch. Right, this is just a short video before I actually do the video on what I decide to do today. I've had a few suggestions, some last night as well, and I've had some before. I think one lady over here and also somebody in America has wondered about my workshop and how it's laid out. Maybe because they're struggling with storage space and how to lay something out. They've not got much room. And one lady was wondering what all the boxes are on the racking system, and also what's on my left hand side or your left hand side behind the roller blinds. So I'm going to do a little detour of my little workshop just to show you how I've set it out and where I put things and how I place them. Things like that. I'm really honoured that some people are wondering what it looks like behind the scenes and how things are laid out, as they are, again, as I stated, they're struggling themselves for storage. One lady is having a garage converted, and she was wanting a few ideas. So I'm going to show you under my cabinets or under my workbench in a couple of the parts here, what I've got behind the blinds, over here, and behind the camera where all my flowers are and where my ribbons are kept, things like that. So, and then once I've done this small video, I'm going to get out some stuff and then I'll be back and we're going to start and do a tutorial. So I hope that's all right for you guys. So one moment, let me just go behind the camera. I'll take it off the stand. Again, it will be a short video. Right, if we just do it here. Now, this is where I walk in. Now, I have a racking system here. Now, the lady asked if I had it built for me by a professional. No. Well, I guess I did, really. My husband is a professional joiner, and he also owns his own joinery business, should I say. So I came up with the idea of a racking system, and my husband took about 3-4 minutes and said, oh yeah, I know how you can put all those in there. So this is what I've done. And the lady was also asking what I was using them for. So the racking system, if I just stand here, there's the entrance. There is boxes from the ceiling right down to the floor. I've placed on sticky tags with some white sheeting or paper where it's you can get a whiteboard pen and write on it and then rub it out. So if I ever change my mind from what's going in. And if I just take one out, they are all empty boxes apart from a few what I've borrowed. Let me just take it out. Now, my husband has built where the racking system is, where he's put on some beading to hold the lids or the top part of the buckets on when there is, things in them. And he's done them and measured them all out to the size of the plastic buckets, where I can just slide them in and out as I please. And the reason, again, you can see a few there where I've borrowed from my pumpkins and some Christmas things. But the reason I've got this is I didn't really want to say. I've kept it quiet. I think there's only one lady who knows. In the new year, I am considering, well, I'm not considering, hopefully it's going to go ahead. I've done a lot of the legitimate work, setting up a little business, another one, keeping the flower patch for my tutorials, but setting up a business where I am just selling something that's really important when you are designing is foliage. So I will be selling foliage on Facebook. Unfortunately, it's only in the UK only, because the shipping costs, around the pond, over the pond and around the world is really expensive. So I'm going to be just buying in all different foliage, and that's all I'm selling. And I am considering selling wreath bases as well, the spruce and the grapevine. So that is basically what it's for. I've come up with a new name, and it's going to be called Leafy Luxuries. So again, it's not going to be put into motion until after Christmas. So again, there's 56 boxes there, and that's the racking system that my husband built. So again, you can see that I've borrowed a few here. Now in the corner here, I've got all my, if I move that handle, all my boxes for delivery. On the wall, I do display for customers my certifications for the floristry business and things like that. And then down here, I just keep some buckets out in the gold, silver, red, blue, and the pink ones are there. And that's just like the glittery stuff for Christmas. The rest of the Christmas things is boxed away as well. So as I walk in, and then I come around, and I have got all that behind the camera. There you can see where I place my camera on the stand, but on there you can see, if I get closer, if I can pull one out, it is, I'll have to take two out because they're on top of each other. Let me just, so there is where the boxes are sitting on top of each other, and underneath this one I have got shelving, and my husband placed those in to the width of the buckets, so they sit flush and don't stick out as well, and I can just pull those out. On the top I have all my long stems. On this end it's things I don't use very often, and then up above I've got things like gladioli, delphiniums, things like that, blossoms, orchids, also my Chinese lanterns, things like that, the limoniums, alliums, all like that on the top, and also some orange and red foliage. Now obviously I can't have them the same type of flower in separate buckets. They like all the rich deep red ones in one bucket and then these red ones in another, because I haven't got the room. So I have to just put the red ones together, the pink ones together, the blue ones together, all of different tones. So again, you'll see as I walk in, it is across there, and near the end I have, coming round here, my foliage all down this side, going down to the bottom of the floor. And I've got a spare seat there if I get a guest coming. And I've also got here, I bought a racking system just for the seasonal ribbons like Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, autumn, things like that, Halloween, where I've placed all my ribbons for them for the seasons on there. And behind, if I just move this stool, once you've seen all this one behind the camera, let me just move my stand, you will see above these roller blinds I have got that. Let me just move this. I have got all of those on a racking system. Now those are the short stemmed floral and foliage. On here is all the long stems. So I've separated the short and the long, and I've bought a racking system. You can see what it's like. You fix it together yourself. I got that off Amazon. And all my greenery for the short stems is in the corner. And then from here is all my short stemmed floral going around here as well. And then next to the end of the racking system, I have my hanging vines and garlands, things like that. And all I did was get a stick and play a round stick like a broom handle. You can buy them, you know, just without the brush. And I placed it on hooks, and then I hung all of my hanging vines and things over that. Then I've got a couple of shelves here that my husband did again, where he placed little holes in, as you can see, and I got some buckets and just placing some things like my tape, wire, some things, you know, for card holders, weddings and rubber bands and small cable ties, my moss pins and some pins. And then I just got this round stand where I place some, I haven't got all my wire out, but some of my wire and just some little bits of tools in there, what I use on in there as well. And then I just got a little box here where I've got my glue gun and odd bits there. And then above and facing the way that you would if you saw my videos, I have got a rack with some artificial floral spray paint. If I'd like to change the colour of something, then I've got the option to do so. So under here, where the lady was wondering what's behind here, or what I keep, let me just open one. It is on a pulley string. Now, as you can see, I've got foam. There are a box of flowers that I haven't got any room to put in a bucket or on the racking system. And there is some more spray paint as well. So that's in that one. It's just a shelf, one shelf, and then the bottom. So that's in one of them. In the other one, if I can roll it up, you will see I have got my gems in that box. I've got empty reels of ribbon, what I've used and I've saved. So if I decide to buy some ribbon by the meter and it doesn't come on a roll, then I can place it on one here. And then I've got my floral tape, my wreath wrap, some binding wire, and then up above in that box I've got some signs and then some candlesticks and things like that up above there. So if I just stand up, so that's what we have. And I just placed these blinds on just so it wasn't open, so it would look neater. And in here I have got some more signs, some attachments, some wedding bouquet holders, and in there I've got things like, you know, my other wire, some Chanel sticks, you know, on a roll, things like that in that one. And I can't really roll this one up, but I'll just lift it so you can see the one in the end. I've got my deco mesh and cellophane, all different types of cellophane up above as well, and my steamer. So that's what I've got in those. So going from those, where I sit, I've placed just a hook on there to place my easel, but two, it'll be on your right as you look at me when I'm videoing. Under here on the shelf, I have my wreaths. I've got large ones there, then I've got medium and small here. Underneath here, I don't think you can really see. Let's see if I can put the light on. There is wreaths in the spruce, in packets as well. And under there on the bottom is my swags. And I have a bucket with my leftover stems if I need them. And a basket with some oddments of foam in as well. And then I just place my bin there. And then the bottom, I have my wreath holders, my picks, my glue in this bucket, and also a lot more cable ties. So I just place the cable ties I'm using at the moment in this basket, and then I've got my rope or string to put on. And then under there, you can see I've got some Chanel sticks and my little box there, what's got the essence oil in for when I spray the customer's arrangement, and the box of moss under there. Now, where I sit, as you see me here, and there's my glue pan, my husband came up with an idea. Instead of having the ribbon on the wall, why not bring it underneath my workbench? So for everybody, if you do vegetable gardening, things like that, you can buy those long troughs that you plant your tomatoes in. Well, he got 4 of those. He just placed some wood there like that for them to sit on, and he got 4, look, the long trays like that, and I can pull them out. And as you can see, I've got my everyday ribbon that I use in colours, in the pinks, purples and silvers on top. Under here, I have my golds, yellows and greens under there. Underneath here, my reds, my oranges and some white. And on the bottom, I have my blues, browns and blacks. And I just have to slide them towards me and push them back, and they're all neatly hidden. He's left enough room so I can put my knees under the desk as I'm working as well. So that was a good idea, because they're all nice and neat under there, out of my way. So as I stand here, there's all my flowers and short stems. There's what's behind the camera when I'm videoing. And there is my racking system. And that is my little workshop laid out. And then I've got an L-shaped workbench here where I work. And just a bit of decorative shelving up there. So that is my workshop, guys. I hope you like it. It's, you know, it's not much. It's not a deluxe workshop, but it works for me. And as well, it still gave me lots of room to walk, nothing in the way. My cameras just stand up against the table, so there's nothing in the way at all as I walk. So I've got quite a bit of floor space. So I am considering doing the racking system here over there and placing all those in boxes. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know yet. But yes, that is how I have laid out and how I place all of my floral and foliage. So when I'm deciding on what I want to do, I sit here, have a look over there in front of me, choose what colour I'm going to do, or look over there to see anything on short stems, or if I want any vine or garlands to use as well. And there I have my cat. So that's my workshop, guys. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that it helps to give you some ideas for the ladies who was wondering on what she could do. So take care, guys, and I'll see you in a short while once I've got everything out on my workbench to do our tutorial. So have a great day. See you soon. Bye.